Hi everyone, this is Daymi Pelaez and I am presenting with ABA Exam Academy, and this is going to be on experimental design. I'm going to read our disclaimer first. The ABA Exam Academy is a group of individuals working together to help others ace the test. These meetings are meant to have active discussions, to collaborate, ask questions, and provide helpful suggestions to better understand the BACB 4th edition task list concepts. All viewers and participants are responsible to verify the accuracy of the information being provided in order to successfully prepare for the BCBA, BCABA exam. Some ethical considerations that we do have are to refrain from sharing any BCBA, BCABA test questions, refrain from sharing any paid resources or identifiable client information, and if you are sharing any open resources, peer-reviewed articles, or books, always give credit to the author. All right, so my agenda for today is I'm going to be reviewing the basics of experimental design. So that's components of experiments, what is single subject design, and then everything that falls under validity, which is validity, confounding variables, and treatment integrity, okay? Then this part right here is actually removed. I did not remove it, I'm very sorry. So that is not on there. And then we're gonna have it a tactic quiz, vocab matching, true and false questions, and then we will be done, okay? The reference I use for today is the Cooper 2nd edition book of Applied Behavior Analysis, and also the images I have for the actual graphs that are going to be seen for the quiz are directly taken from the Journal of Applied Behavior Analysis, JABA. All right, so I have a few fill in the blanks. I put some prompts here just to make it a little bit easier, a little smoother. So if anybody wants to answer the first question, this part is on components of experiments in ABA. The first question is, what is an experimental question? Does anyone know? What is the actual question?
Isn't it what you want to be, well, the behavior that you're going to, like, want to change?
Okay, so is the actual question for the behavior?
It could be a statement also.
Right. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, of the focus of the research.
Right, so what it says on the book is a brief but specific statement of what the researcher wants to learn from conducting the experiment. Nice job. All right, and then we have, what are the 6 essential components? So I have it broken down here. It says at least, at least, at least. What are the first 3 at least? At least what?
One behavior.
Okay, what else?
One subject.
One, I heard one subject?
Yep.
Okay, next, last one?
Setting.
Correct. Nice job, guys. So the behavior is also known as what?
The dependent variable, or the DV.
Good job. All right, then we have a system, and then we have another at least, and then manipulation of what?
Manipulation of IV.
Okay.
A system of experimental design.
Mm-hmm. Anyone want to go for the last at least?
Single subject.
Okay, so it's a system for measuring the behavior or ongoing visual analysis of data. And then the last one is at least one treatment, which is opposite of DV, IV. And then the last one is manipulation of IV. Okay. What are the 2 types of experimental designs? There's only 2 specific types. What are they?
Parametric.
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 Okay. Parametric, and what else?
Non-parametric.
Non-parametric, very good. Awesome. Sometimes when I have this question, I ask it, and when they see it says 2 types, they're thinking I mean the actual designs, but there's only these 2. It's non-parametric and parametric. All right, ready. So a single subject design. So what is that? All right, I put a fact. Experiments in applied behavior analysis are most often referred to as single subject or single case designs, okay? So since I said this, what else can you tell me about single subject design? What is it?
It acts on its own.
It's uncontrolled.
Uncontrolled. Yeah.
So it acts on its own control. Does it do anything else? Do we have to do anything else with it? What do we show?
Functional relation.
Okay. And when we have this design, do we do something with it, or do we just get one? Do we get one result, or do we get more than one result? What are we trying to find when we have this research?
If the IV is gonna work.
Right. And how do we know if the IV works?
So we manipulate the IV.
Right. But when we manipulate the IV, we are repeating, right? We're repeating the
Okay.
Replication.
replication, right? So it's a repeated measure of each subject's behavior. They're as obtained as she is exposed to each condition of the study. In other words, the presence and absence of the IV. A subject is often exposed to each condition several times. So that's the main part of it. It's repeating, showing the condition several times over the course of the experiment. And then that provides the basis for comparing the effects. So that's what you're doing. You're comparing the results and seeing if the results are true because you are repeating it. Okay. All right. So what is a DV and what does it mean? Tell me what the letters DV stand for first.
Dependent variable.
Okay. Dependent variable. And then what does it mean?
Dependent variable is the behavior of interest that's being studied.
Okay. Yes, it is. It is the target behavior. So it's the same as what you had mentioned. In ABA, or more precisely, is a measurable dimension, quantity, rate, duration, etc. of that specific behavior. All right, so now just like we had that question, now we have what is IV and what does it mean? What does IV stand for?
An independent variable.
Good. And then what does it mean?
Your intervention.
It is your intervention. Can you elaborate a little bit more on that? What is an intervention?
It's the
treatment.
It is a treatment.
That you're going to implement to change.
There we go. So it's a treatment that we're using to change behavior. Perfect. All right. It is a particular aspect of the environment that the experimenter manipulates to find out whether it affects the subject's behavior. It can also be called an intervention, treatment, or experimental variable. The researcher can control or manipulate it independent of the subject's behavior or any other event. Nice job, guys. I love that you guys are working as a team. It's great. All right. All right, so this is the last review that I had. Remember I said that I wasn't going to go over error was because I'm going to go over confounding variables and treatment integrity together with validity, okay? Because I figured that was more important, and then maybe in another meeting we can go over what is error. All right, so with that, validity, confounding variables, and treatment integrity. What are the 2 types of validity?
Internal and external.
Good. Internal validity and external validity. And then what do they mean? Someone give me one for internal validity and someone else give me another one for external, if you know it. Does anyone know the difference?
So the internal validity is the one that um, involves the independent variable.
Okay.
Um, you could also show it's whereby like multiple IVs
Okay.
are not confounded.
Mm-hmm.
External validity is how applicable the findings of your or the intervention is to the real world.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to break it down for you guys. Okay. Internal validity is the extent to which an experimenter shows conveniently that changes in behavior are a function of the IV and not the result of uncontrolled or unknown variables. So you know in that case that what you're doing in your intervention is why the behavior is changing. Correct or not?
Correct. Is that what convincingly?
I think so. I was like, what is convenient? All right. And then external validity means the degree to which a study's results are generalizable to other subject settings or behaviors. Does anybody have questions about those before we move on?
No question.
No.
Okay. All right. So then we have what is a confounding variable and what is the AKA? Does anybody know the AKA? It starts with an E.
Extraneous variable.
Yes, ma'am. Extraneous variable. Okay, so then now that you know the AKA, what does this mean, confounding variable?
Confounding variable is it's are variables that you cannot control that influences the behavior.
Okay, and then there's one key word. Where do you find this variable? Where?
In the environment.
Perfect, in the environment. All right, so it's extraneous variable, and then these are variables that exert an uncontrolled influence on a research study. In other words, an aspect of the environment that is held constant to prevent unplanned environmental variation. Okay? So these are things that change the results of your study. That has nothing to do with your actual intervention.
Right. So these are the things that you cannot control. So it could be, for example, if the subject becomes sick during the research,
Right.
you can help that. Correct?
Right. It could be being sick, but it could also be anything that's in the environment. So if there's a large crowd,
Right.
your client can have a tantrum, and it's not because of your treatment, it's because there's a large crowd. Or it could be because the lighting is too strong. Maybe the lights are bothering the client. Where at home they have dimmer lighting. Maybe in school they have more brighter lighting.
But I would think that for lighting, it's something you can control. But like the crowd.
Right. You could control either. You could control because you can remove the child from the crowd and you can control the lighting. But in that moment, it's something that affected your intervention. You get me? And it has nothing to do with it. You understand?
Got it.
Right. All right. So then what is treatment integrity?
You're going to love this, AKA procedural fidelity.
And I didn't even put that one on there. But you know I love those.
So
all right. So what is procedural fidelity?
Right. Treatment integrity is the fact that the treatment is being done the way it's supposed to be.
Perfect. Exactly how it's planned, supposed to be same thing. Okay, and then I have two things here that I want to go over besides what it means. Oops. Okay. Treatment integrity is the extent to which the IV is implemented or carried out as planned, but you can also have high or low levels of treatment integrity. And what does this show? The answer's there if you guys don't know it.
To interpret the results.
How easy it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the answer's there. All right, so yeah, so if it's really high, if you have high treatment integrity, it's easy to interpret. If you have low treatment integrity, it's not easy to interpret. Okay, so that's another important fact about treatment integrity. Okay, so do you have any questions about this? Anyone?
No.
I just wanted to point out, I really like the way you structured all the slides.
Oh,
The
thank you.
broke it down. It's very easy to understand.
Yeah, I wanted to make it very basic.
Yeah.
So for everyone that, you know, maybe some that have to review, go back and look at everything that they maybe forgot about. Because I know that we dig deep in a lot of things, and then sometimes we forget the main parts or like the umbrellas, you know, what starts everything.
But I appreciate it. I learned very easily, like the way you presented it. Thank you.
No problem. All right, so then we're going to move on. All right, so I named this tactic quiz. Why did I name it tactic quiz? Why do you think?
We have to label.
Yes, nice job, Rita.
Thank you.
My name.
Yeah, because I had another name, and I'm like, you know what? I want to make it unique, so I changed it.
I love it.
All right, so let's go.
Thanks for giving me generalized praise.
Exactly. There you go. All right, so what is this? Tell me. What type of graph is this? We're in experimental design, so don't tell me line graph.
Alternating.
AB.
ABAB, and what's the name of ABAB?
With reversal?
Reversal.
Is
Isn't
that an
this-
alternating?
Alternatives?
Yeah.
It is alternating.
This is
So
alternating.
you have two treatments.
Right,
going on.
there's no baseline.
Yeah. And with reversal, you do not have two treatments, right?
Right.
Right. Okay. All right, so then I put an image of a spoon because it says that there. Upright spoon, flipped spoon. Remember, I got these directly from Java, so you might see some things here and there. Okay, so now I have labels on there. Which one is this?
Reversal.
This is multiple treatment is reversal.
Why is it multiple treatment?
Because there's multiple treatments. There's B, there's C, there's D. So those are multiple treatments.
Oh, you're saying that this is a combined design? Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. But with the labels, what I'm looking at, I want to make sure that you guys are looking at that is reversal.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, you're right. It is a combined design. It has two. Right. So it's withdrawal reversal, but you're right. It does have another treatment. So it would be like withdrawal reversal together with alternating treatment. All right, which one's this one?
Changing criterion.
And is it ascending or descending?
Descending.
Correct.
Good job, Never.
Your latency is quick.
Yes, she's on fire.
All right, which one's this one?
Multiple baseline across settings.
Across settings. Okay, why? Just give me an idea why you said multiple baselines so fast. What did you look at?
Because of the staggered, and then I saw the different locations, the barn and dollhouse.
Nice job, Rita. Wonderful. It is multiple baseline across behaviors.
Behaviors, oh,
yes.
Okay.
It is behaviors because if you look here where it says in the bottom, set table.
Oh, okay.
So it does kind of seem like right here it says barn and dollhouse.
Right.
They're doing something in the barn because also here it says food task.
Right. I didn't understand what that was, but
Yeah. So most likely they're doing something in the barn or something in the dollhouse.
okay.
All right. Then we have this one. What is that?
This is also multiple baseline.
Across settings.
Across settings, yes. Reading math and science classes.
Correct. Multiple baseline designs across settings. Very good. All right, this one.
Withdraw reversal.
Yeah.
Withdraw reversal. And I think it also has, does it also have two?
No,
No.
just one. A, B. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
B, C. Yes, it does.
Yeah. Yeah, because it has the open shapes and the closed circles. All right, how about this one? This one's different.
This is probe.
The probe.
Are you sure?
No, hold on. This is
No, the delay.
Why? Because you're right. It would be probe.
Probe delayed.
Right. It would be probe because they're not connecting, right? But because it started like that, it would be delayed.
Right.
Right.
It couldn't be it couldn't be connected anyways because there's days in between.
Right.
Anyways, so and if it was probe, even the this other side, the treatment side, would not be connected, I think.
Right.
Yes.
Right here, you have to look at these two data points, and then you're seeing here there's a space and they're delaying it. So that's your idea that it's gonna be in baseline. All right, so I have that circled so you guys can look at that. And then this one, what is this?
This is multiple baseline across subjects. Oscar.
It's not the
combined.
NCR or the DRO.
This is a combined also.
You think it's multiple baseline?
No, that's the reversal. That's the reversal non-contingent reinforcement. No?
I see this staggered. Yeah, it's a combined because there's multiple. It's a multiple subjects.
DRO.
And
the
it's
DRO,
also,
DRI.
Yeah, and it's also multiple treatments, I think. Yeah, alternating treatment. Yep.
All right, so it is across behaviors because you see here on the key where it says stop competing behavior, orients towards speaker, makes eye contact, says yes. These are two separate graphs. You see it says one for Adam and one for Oscar.
So then why is it not across subject also? Because it's not the same subject. Adam is different from Oscar.
Yeah, they are different.
So it's two different graphs or one graph for the two subjects?
My interpretation, but I might be wrong, is they're two different graphs. They're just one on top of the other.
Okay, because that's confusing then.
Yeah, but they are just, you know what, just focus on the fact that they are combination designs and that what is the other one? It's alternating treatment, right? Because there's there's more than one treatment for each subject.
Yeah.
We have the squares, which stands for one, the circles, and then over here we have some triangles. And then we have the key that shows that there's multiple treatments at the same time.
Right. So then why isn't it multiple? Clearly it's alternating treatment, multiple treatments, but it's also across subjects.
Yeah, it could be across subjects. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, all right.
But it definitely is multiple baseline and alternating treatment.
Right.
All right. How about this one?
This looks like a changing criterion.
Correct.
No.
Ascending or descending?
Ascending.
It's ascending.
Yes. Even though it goes down a little bit, it mostly has a increasing trend.
Yes.
Mhm.
All right, how about this one? This one's very clear.
Multiple baseline, I see this staggered.
Across subjects.
Subjects.
Oh.
This one's pretty clear.
Mhm.
All right, and I think this is the last one for the quiz.
Multiple baseline.
That's a probe.
I see multiple.
It is the probe.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you know it's a probe without looking at the word probe? Pretend it didn't say probe.
Because right there where you're pointing is not connected.
It's not connected, right? So then from here to
Mhm.
here, there's no connection.
Mhm.
Right. And then you see it across, like from here to here.
Mhm.
Right. They're not connected. So that's how you'll know that is a probe. You're probing to see if the behavior is going in the right direction, even though you're not taking data every single day. And what is multiple probe used for mostly? In what situation?
It's to
For
assess
learning.
acquisition, and it's also when there's not enough time.
And not enough time. So then it's most popular where?
Classroom.
Classrooms. Perfect. Really good. You're a teacher, Rita, right? That's why you knew that answer. All right. All right. Ready for vocabulary? You guys know your vocab, right? Strong?
Yep.
All right. All right. All right. First one, I'm going to read this out, and then we're going to go to the left-hand side. The variable in an experiment measured to determine if it changes as a result of manipulations of the independent variables. What's that?
Independent variable.
Dependent variable. Okay. The variable that is systematically manipulated by the researcher in an experiment to see whether changes in the independent variable produce reliable changes in the dependent variable.
Independent.
Good. A statement of what the researcher seeks to learn by conducting the experiment may be presented in question form and is most often found in a published account as a statement of the experimenter's purpose.
Experimental question.
Correct. The particular type and sequence of conditions in a study so that the meaningful comparisons of the effects of the presence and absence of the independent variable can be made.
What?
This is directly from the Cooper glossary, so do not question. All right. All right, next.
That's why I said one.
And you know what? This is really important that you understand what they're saying, because you all know the exam is like this. So, the outcome of an experiment that demonstrates convincingly a functional relation, meaning that experimental control is achieved when a predictable changes in behavior can be reliably produced by manipulating a specific aspect of the environment.
The functional relation, experimental control, they're both under the same thing?
Let's see.
Experimental control.
Experimental control. Repeating conditions within an experiment to determine the reliability of effects and increase internal validity.
Replication.
Nice. A verbal statement summarizing the results of an experiment that describes the occurrence of the phenomena under the study as a function of the operation of one or more specified and controlled variables in the experiment.
Verification.
Someone said functional relation and verification. Let's see.
It's not prediction?
Oh, not relation.
Functional relation. All right. One of the three components of the experimental reasoning or basic logic used in single subject research designs.
Verification.
Verification.
Nice. A statement of the anticipated outcome of a presently unknown or future measurement.
Prediction.
Prediction.
Nice. All right, some true and false, but we got to fly through them. All right. A, B, C, A, B, C, A, C. Is this a withdrawal design or a reversal design? This is tricky.
Reversal.
Reversal.
Why?
Because
of the C.
Yeah. Because of the
That's what I'm thinking, because of the C.
Because of the C?
Yes. Because of the C.
Withdrawal.
Oh.
It is withdrawal design because condition B has been withdrawn.
The partial.
Oh, yes.
You are removing B. It's A, B, C, A, B, C, A, C. So you're withdrawing it. Remember, with reversal, you're just changing the order.
Uh-huh.
And with withdraw, you're removing one of them.
And that's the best, how do you call it? The final best choice or something like that?
I don't know.
Just continue. Let me find it.
Okay. All right. True, false. The behavior in a changing criterion design must be in the client's repertoire.
True.
True.
Yes, true. True, false. Multiple baseline design is strong at demonstrating functional relation.
False.
True. Oh, multiple baseline design.
False. Yes, it is weak. All right. True, false. Baseline must be stable with at least 1 to 2 data points.
False.
Like
It's gotta be more than 2.
Why is it false?
3 or more.
More than 3.
3 or more. Perfect. It's minimum of 3, but they recommend 3 to 5. 5 is recommended. So false, baseline must be stable with at least 3 to 5 data points. True or false? In a changing criterion design, the criterion can only go up.
False.
False. It can go both up or down. True, false. In an alternating treatment design, you can compare and contrast one intervention for 2 or more subjects.
False.
True.
More than one intervention. You need more than one intervention. That's why it's alternating treatment.
Oh yeah, you're right. I'm sorry, I misread.
It's okay. That's why we're here. We're here to learn. So, all right.
One
false.
intervention.
You're comparing and contrasting of 2 or more interventions for one subject. That is why it is called single subject design, because we are always looking at one subject. All right. True, false. It is not possible to combine an alternating treatment design with a multiple baseline design.
False. We just saw it.
False.
Yeah, all those graphs.
Yeah.
If I remove the word not, we're working on negation, right?
Yes.
It would be?
True.
Right. So it is false. Yes, they can be combined. You must recognize the details of all design elements and identify which one is being combined with the other. All right, true, false. Multiple probe design is a type of multiple baseline design with much less data points and gives data intermittently.
True.
True.
Correct. Nice. True, false. In a withdrawal reversal design, the behavior must be reversible.
False. Right?
Irreversibility, that's alternating treatment.
Must be reversible.
Yeah, I think this is true. I don't know. The way it's worded is confusing me, but
true. Don't get confused. You know your stuff. All right, and that's the end of my meeting. So thank you so much, guys. You guys did awesome. If you guys need more services, just go to the website and click on services. Otherwise, thank you for coming.
Thank you, Daymi.
Thank you, Daymi.
Good night, guys.
Bye.
Anything else, just email us at leaders@abexamacademy.com. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Thanks.
Bye, Jenny.
Bye, honey.